Have you ever wondered why you can't quit Hub? Even if you try, you still watch after few days? Well, let me tell you a story of a boy named Henry. Henry used to watch a lot of videos on Hub. One day he was scrolling on the internet and he saw a video of a guy who really made him realize that watching Hub is not healthy and he's ruining his life. And by watching his video, he saw some famous influencers on the internet that really made Henry motivated to stop. So he decided from now on, I will never open a Hub again in my life. And he promised himself. And after he stopped watching, Henry feels really good. He feels like he just got out of a big debt and it's been few days he didn't watch it. But one day Henry was scrolling on a TikTok and he saw a girl who was purposely showing her body and somehow he liked her video because that video he saw was funny, and now because of that like he gave on her video, the next day when he opened his TikTok again, he sees more videos like that. And they were funny also, that's why Henry was keep watching them. So there was a one video where Henry started to getting urges and he said to himself, how about I watch Hub for the last time? But Henry was a strong person. He said to himself, no, no, I promised myself not to open it again. So he didn't open it. So the next day, Henry opened the TikTok again. Henry knew he's strong. He didn't do it when he almost made his mind. So he won't do it again. So Henry was scrolling, and this time it was too much for Henry. And he just not liked the video. He also saved the video. And Henry said to himself, but now I can control myself, and it's been 20 days since I watched Hub. So that's a big achievement for me. So it's okay to break my promise. And he said to himself, if I can hold it for 20 days, I can hold it for 30 days too. So Henry opened the Hub and after watching it few minutes later Henry started to feel embarrassed. Henry even cried this time because he didn't kept his promise. So what made Henry to relapse again and again? Well, it's social media. You see, nowadays, whatever app you open, the content that you see on these apps gives you urges to visit Hub again, especially on Instagram. Like if you're a male and you created a new Instagram account, you will see half naked models. Even if you click not interested, somehow you will still see some kind of nudity on it. Instagram Explorer page is terrible, especially once the algorithm gets you, it's impossible to escape. And second is TikTok. If you're on a nofap journey, then please stay away from TikTok. I personally believe TikTok is an app that makes your mind to visit Hub again. And there are a lot of apps, but these two are the main ones that makes you want to relapse again. Nowadays, sexuality is transformed into a product for sale and consumption. And if you really think about the damage that we do to our mental and physical health by watching this material, it's sickening. So the hub is ruining Gen Z, not just Gen Z, you can say Gen Alpha too, because every kid has smartphone. They can watch whatever they want. And by watching it, you release a lot of unhealthy dopamine, which impacts on your personal life. What is dopamine? Well, I'm not expert on this kind of stuff, but what I know is that dopamine is a reward chemical in your brain that gives you desire, satisfaction, and motivation. But when you release this high level of dopamine without putting any effort, you become addicted to stuff that requires no effort. You will always look for those activities which are easy to do to release dopamine. Like it's easy to scroll on your phone for hours, but it's hard to study or cleaning your room because your brain is now used to high level of dopamine and you don't want to do stuff that requires some kind of effort or challenge. Dopamine itself is not a bad chemical, but the way we use it is bad. Anyway, by watching the hub, you become weaker, you lose confidence, and whenever you're in a conversation with someone, somehow that image of the video that you watched last night pops into your head. And most of the time, you think about sex, you lose focus, you see women as an object rather than a human being, and you lose most of your energy and motivation to do things that are important in your life, and you feel embarrassed most of the time. Also, you lose desire to seek relationship, or if you're already in a relationship with someone, you might lose interest in your partner, and your brain always look for high dopamine stuff. Now the problem is when you try to quit hub, you always get back to it because of softcore stuff. I see softcore stuff is much worse because it is what leads you to do more hardcore stuff as your brain wants more and more dopamine hits. So, to quit this addiction, you need to make yourself busy. Even when you get free after work or school, whatever, adopt some hobbies like playing instrument or read a book, anything that will make your mind busy, and stop using hub as a coping mechanism. Second is your phone and your computer. These two devices are the main reason that makes your mind to relapse. Like social media, like I said before, I know most of you can't leave these platforms, but at least unfollow those accounts and report lustful stuff so algorithm will make your feed fill with non-sexual stuff. Personally, I would recommend don't use social media for a few days if you really want to quit. But if you still can control yourself, delete social media and tell someone who you trust about your addictions so they can help you put a parental lock on your devices. Or you can do it yourself if you feel embarrassed to tell someone about your addiction. I know you must be thinking, well, we can easily break parental lock if we do it by ourselves. I know that, but still you will think twice before you break it. But I still prefer someone to do it for you. And also try not to use your phone in late hours, especially when you have low willpower. So I think the best thing to have is mental strength and confidence. Like we are the ones who can control our mind. In the end, we can't block everything. Sexuality is everywhere. It's up to us how we control. But still, if you can't get away with this, or somehow you really made it, but you get anxiety or stress after resisting the urge, then I recommend see a professional who can guide you in much better way. Thank you.